Hi my lovelies, welcome to the Goddess Enchantments channel. My name is Claire and today we are going to be talking about Howlite. And hopefully, whether you are completely new to Howlite or you have known Howlite for a while, you will come away from this video really enthused about this amazing crystal that I love and I feel is super underrated. So if you are new here, welcome. If you are a regular subscriber and you've been with me a while, then welcome back. If you would like, please do subscribe. It really does mean a lot to me. Give this video a like and leave a comment down below. I always try and get back to as many comments as humanly possible. Where has this year gone, guys? I am like, oh my gosh, we are like heading for December and I'm like, where's the time gone? And we're working on, at the moment, packing up all the 12 days of Yule calendars, which are going to be going out in a little bit. And I'm like, just can't believe I am packing people's Yule items. It's like incredible to me. And on top of that, we just released our first course of 2020 as well. For those of you that have been around a while, we have our shop website where we sell all our handmade goodies and all our ethical crystals, and we have our academy site where I teach 5 live courses a year, and we have some self-study. Well, January I'm doing a course called Walking the Goddess Path, Spiritual Detox and Reconnect, and oh my gosh, it's so, I just can't wait to teach this course. We're working through the 5 elements. There's an elemental ritual for every single class. I've had these beautiful manganese calcite cups carved for the course kit. It's been a really exciting time over in the group. So if you are not a member of my Facebook community group, do come over, join, say hi. There's a couple of questions to answer and then you'll be in the group and can see everything, and there's videos in there to watch and crystal lives and such fun. But I have missed you guys on YouTube. I've been keeping up with comments and I've had so many requests for new crystal videos. So today we are going to talk about the humble Howlite, one of my favorite crystals to work with, and I'm going to share some of my experiences with this crystal. So here is the beauty herself. Let's take a look at a sphere. And let's go this way. I think that always focuses better. And I listen to you guys. I used to use all my personal pieces in all my crystal videos, and everyone was like, Claire, where did you get that? Can I buy that? So now I use things that are on the website. So anything you see, you can actually get on our site. I know it was a bit frustrating for you guys when it was all my stuff. So you can see that Howlite is white and it has these grey lines across it. So let's take a look at a different sphere. Every single sphere, piece, tumblestone, whatever it is you work with will be different because of the grey markings. You'll often see that there are rivers of clear quartz in here as well. In fact, this one has a little river of quartz through it. That's really common with Howlite too. One thing Howlite is not, however, is blue or pink. That is not natural. A lot of people ask me about that. We don't stock anything that's dyed, heat treated, man-made or anything, but a lot of people do. And pink and blue Howlite has just been dyed. Usually it comes in out of China, so something to be aware of when you're shopping for Howlite. It should be white, like so. Also, it's worth being careful with your turquoise because some people use the dyed Howlite and try and sell it as turquoise. But we have some stuff about that over in the group in the files section if you want to check that out. But yes, this is what Howlite looks like. Now, Howlite is a wonderful crystal and so underrated. It goes completely under the radar because it's white and it has grey stripes, and we live in a world where there's Lemurians and Diamantinas and rainbows and record keepers and chlorite inclusions and phantoms, and then the crystals that don't have any of that are like, oh, okay, and then they kind of get passed over time and time again. I really think that people are missing out, and Howlite is one that I really think they're missing out on. Now, when people do talk about Howlite, the thing that they talk about the most is, oh, it's a calming and a relaxing crystal. Use it if you're stressed. And that is absolutely true. It is a crystal of peace and tranquility. So if you are under stress, if you have anxiety, if you need to relax, then this would be a really beautiful crystal to turn to. It's also excellent for people with insomnia, who have trouble sleeping, restless legs, need something in the bedroom to really bring a calm, stop your mind from racing, help you go to sleep and stay asleep. This is great, and it can go directly next to your bed. It will not interrupt your sleep in a negative way, like putting a massive quartz generator, for example. So it's really wonderful in that way too. It's a great tool for meditation and journey work because it can help you soften and drop in and therefore journey on a far deeper level. So having crystals like that around are really powerful tools to aid you in your spiritual work. Now, the spiritual side is the one that really gets kind of pushed aside with Howlite because people don't talk about it that much or in detail. Now, it connects to the divine feminine. So if you want to connect to goddess energy, if you want to connect to the divine feminine energy within yourself, and that includes men, women, or however you personally relate, everyone is made up of a blend of energies. So it's really wonderful for getting in touch with that more feminine side, softer side, your compassion, your heart center. It really helps us realign with those things if we've been a bit out of balance, a bit angry, a bit ungrounded. Then turning to Howlite can really just bring everything back and connect you into those softer energies. So it's wonderful for goddess work as well. If you're working with different goddesses, if you want to call in that type of energy, then having Howlite on your altar or in your crystal grid, however you're working with it, is a powerful tool. Now, the other thing about Howlite is it connects you with your spirit guides. And when it connects you with your spirit guides, it's not that kind of, when we work with some of the, I don't know, say you're going to work with Super 7 to connect with your spirit guides, for example, that's a really powerful crystal. And especially if you're new to working with your guides, if you're not confident with your guides, if you're never sure if you're getting a message from your guides or if it's just you thinking it, you don't really know, then that can sometimes be a bit too much, a bit too powerful for people. But Howlite is a gentle introduction to your guides if you don't know them, or if you are well acquainted with your spirit guides, then it helps you to open up that communication, to be able to understand messages more clearly, to be able to feel them around you, and that comfort that your spirit guides can bring. Howlite itself is a very holding crystal, and it helps you connect into that softer side, that other work with the guides that again you don't hear talked about too much. Everyone wants to connect with their spirit guides when it's about spiritual development or they need a specific question answered, but your spirit guides are there 24/7. So working with them with a crystal that's going to help you really grow that relationship, understand that they're with you all the time, feel them around you, it can be a powerful, powerful opening and healing moment as well, especially when we are, you know, maybe questioning or trying really hard to connect with our guides. Turn to Howlite. Howlite also helps to raise your vibration. And again, not in the same way as when we work with quartz, for example, which will really just pull you up. You can work with certain crystals and they want you to be at that certain place because that's where their coding is. That's how they communicate with you. So if you're starting out down here, that crystal's just going to go whoop and pull you up there. And for a lot of people, that can be disorientating, make them feel ungrounded. They can be doing journey work or trying to receive messages or open coding and go off in different directions, and sometimes can't connect at all, and it can be just very disheartening because they're fighting the process. But how Howlite works is, if the Howlite's here and you're here, and you know, things have happened, your aura picks up a lot of energy, you may be having a down day and you're working with your Howlite, it's like, okay, so she's there and we're here, so I'll come down a little bit, pull her up a little bit, come down a little bit, pull her up a little bit, and then raise the vibration together. And I've actually seen this when I've worked on physical clients doing healing sessions as a crystal therapist, and working with crystals for as long as I have. It's been 25 years now. It never ceases to amaze me how Howlite can be placed on the body and raise the vibration, call in a beautiful white light. And it's so gentle and really has that feminine feel to it. It's a very powerful spiritual crystal to work with. Now, some of my favorite ways to work with it for those energies, with spheres. I like to work with spheres on my altar because spheres send energy out into all directions, and they're also then nice and handy that I can pick up the sphere should I want to hold it before meditation or journey work and work with it. Maybe I want to anoint it. You know, spheres are very easy, very tactile to work with. You can also easily place them around the home by just moving your sphere stand. You can have one in your bedroom, one in your living room. You can't overload like you can with quartz. There is such a thing as too much quartz in the home. But when it comes to Howlite, you could have it in every room and you're just going to have a really beautiful, serene house, because again, it's working on that energy balance and that raising the vibration, but at a consistent and stable, slow level, really. So that's spheres, how I like to work with them anyway. Generators like this. Now, Howlite can be, if you like, worked with many different intentions, because there are so many intentions that we might be setting where we could do with deeper connection to our guides, or where we do want to bring in tranquility and peace, but that's not the key intention. You can use a Howlite generator and create your grid with so many different energies in the tumblestones, and it will be pulled together by this nurturing, divine words, Claire, divine feminine energy. It's been a long day, guys. There's been a lot of making and sorting things out today, I can tell you. So that's one way that I like to work with generators in my grid. But I also like to use my Howlite generator for intention papers. And you can do this with all generators, but I really enjoy Howlite because specifically I have those two areas that I can work with, the spiritual and then the emotional, physical, relaxing, that sort of side. So you can write your intention on a piece of paper that you want to connect on a deeper level with your spirit guides. You can place it under your Howlite generator like so. You could put a little bit of activation powder, you could anoint the crystal or anoint the paper, you could turn it into a little ritual with a beeswax candle, some herbs, and you've got your own ritual there with the energies going to be coming up, out and round. So with the generator, that's how the energy travels, and when it's in a grid and you've connected that grid to it, then it pulls in the crystals up through the generator, out and round again. So that's how a generator's energy works, and the two ways I like to use it. And the other two forms, I don't have any palms at the moment to show you, and I didn't bring my one in for reasons earlier, but I like to work with palms and hearts because they can easily be laid on the body, which is really great if you want to connect in with your heart chakra, if you want to connect in with compassion, if you want to connect in with the divine feminine, if you want to work on healing. Howlite is really good for the bones. It's good at boosting the body. It's just a real relaxant, as we have said. So again, giving yourself a crystal treatment at home by laying a heart or a palm over your heart or where you feel called on your body. If you're feeling tension in your shoulders, place 2 tumblestones behind your shoulders, or 2 hearts, or 2 palms, whatever you have. Place them behind the shoulders, lay down and just relax and let that tension melt away. It's also quite tactile for journey and meditation, so I like to hold them. If I'm thinking, oh, I could go a bit deep with my journey work and I don't want to drop my sphere, then I will opt for something like a heart or a palm stone as well. And also if I'm really in a deeply stressed situation, at the moment we've got a lot of stress in the house. Those of you in our Facebook community group know all about my granddad. Then I like to sleep with my crystals. Now you don't want to sleep with a big sphere like this because, I mean, if you roll onto that it's going to hurt. You most certainly do not want to sleep with that because that could be lethal. So working with hearts and palms, you can go to sleep holding it in your hand. You can place it under your pillow. The same with tumblestones. I like to hold my crystals, as many of you know now, while I'm watching TV in the evening, to give me time with my crystals, to really work with them and attune to them on a deeper level and that deeper healing, because sometimes obviously I'm working during the day and I might be able to wear a crystal, but you don't have time to sit down for like an hour holding on to a crystal. So I really like to work with them in that way. So my lovelies, I think that is it about Howlite for today, at least anyway. I hope that you now are as enthused about working with Howlite as I am. It truly is an amazing crystal, gets overlooked all the time, and hopefully everyone watching this will go away and be looking for their piece of Howlite at home, or purchasing a piece of Howlite and being really excited to work with it. So that is it from me, my lovelies. I would love it, like I said earlier in the video, if you would give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, leave me a comment. It really does help me. YouTube doesn't always like to give crystal videos and spiritual videos a place in the algorithms. And definitely check out the links down below. Come over and say hi in my Facebook community group. So that is it from me, my lovelies. Blessed be.